Hey, what's up, everybody? Marcos Villegas here in Hollywood, being joined with Eddie Hearn as we gear up for this fight this weekend, KSI versus Logan Paul 2 at the Staples Center. Sounds so weird saying that, Eddie. I'm not gonna lie. I understand why you're doing it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. They've invested a lot of money. They make a lot of money, but it's still weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It blows my mind every day. Like, I'm looking at the numbers coming in, the pre-pay-per-view night numbers, like the numbers just from random interviews. I've never seen anything like it. Like, you know, Boxing Social, one of the UK sites, did an interview yesterday with one of the sidemen, which apparently is like KSI's crew. Did 1 million views. Like, they don't do 1 million views on their channel, with all due respect to that platform, you know. We've seen the build-up shows with DAZN doing 10 million audience. You know, people talk about, you know, Wilder Ortiz doing 2 million build-up on Fox, which, by the way, is amazing. This is just another level of broadcasting, and I'm learning so much as we go, and it's blowing my mind every single day how big this is. From a fight perspective, it's not Hagler-Hearns, it's never going to be. But I'm also quite intrigued to see who's going to win, because they have put the work in, they have built the team around them to actually take this quite seriously. They actually believe the hype, I think, that they're real pro boxers now, and they are licensed, but this time no head guards, 10-ounce gloves. Justin Bieber's coming, like, it's crazy, you know. And I don't really know how we got here, but we're here. We have a huge show on Saturday, and I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to enjoy to learn more about this medium.
So when this all was announced, I came with a very open mind, because I saw the upside for it. I saw that it can bring in new fans, and I know, and I still think a lot of those fans are going to see this event, and they will become fans of boxing. And even the two guys that are fighting in the main event, they've trained in boxing, and I hope that they continue to be fans of boxing. But then again, it's a weird thing, and it's like reflective of like the times we live in.
No, it is the times we live in. But everything you said in the first part of that question or statement should be enough for you. You know, like, as fight fans, sometimes we don't want people to, like, I've noticed they don't want people to come into the sport. They don't like casuals, yeah? Casuals are what grows the sport of boxing. So I've noticed that even my social media has grown by, I don't know, 10, 15, 20% during this campaign. Those people are now following me, they're following my fighters, they're following our events. It's not rocket science, do you know what I mean? So from the people that are commercially savvy really get it. We just have to not take it too seriously and sell it as Hagler-Hearns, like I said. It's just two of the most popular people in the world today having a fight at the Staples Center. They're well trained, they're in great shape, they're athletes as well, and they need to win for their careers. Because when you talk about bragging rights in terms of what they do, you know, like Logan Paul said, I'm going to turn you into a meme. Someone's going to get knocked out in this fight, and that meme is going to go around for their entire career. So, because I'm so close to the teams, I know how much they actually want to win, and that's quite fascinating me in itself. So my message to people out there is, if you're a boxing fan, tune in, watch Devin Haney, watch Billy Joe Saunders, two of the best fighters in the world, and then just have a look and see what you think. Don't take it too seriously. I'm not out here telling you these guys are going to become world champions and this and that. It's just a fascinating commercial event that's going to be viewed by millions around the world.
Yeah, I think that last part is what I guess turns a lot of people off. I say, like, the hardcore boxing fans off.
The only people it turns off is hardcore boxing. And I understand that.
I think because, like, you see, like, the trash talk between them, and it's like, come on, bro, like, really? Like, you know, like, when they're, and especially like at the workout, like, I know, like, a lot of fans, like, look at it and be like, this guy can't even throw a jab, like, this guy can't even move right. So, like, when
because they're not Devin Haney, they're not Billy Joe Saunders. That's what you have to remember. You know, they're not going to go in there and look $1 million. They're going to have a fight, right? But when you talk about the trash talk, that's all real. But look at the levels of it. You know, look at the numbers. Like, it's frightening, the numbers that this is generating. And by the way, as self-promoters, I've never worked with anyone as good as this in boxing. And that's why they've built this platform, this fan base that is unprecedented. These are really, really smart people. Really smart people. So, you know, like I said, remember, don't expect Muhammad Ali in there on Saturday. Expect a really entertaining scrap between two guys who think they are now pro fighters, as in ability-wise, that would beat some pros. journey.
No. You think really?
Absolutely.
Nah, well, maybe if they go to Mexico, fight the taco guy, but
We make fights all the time with our young pros who are turning over, 1 fight, 2 fight novices, and trust me when I say they would beat a hell of a lot of the people we bring over. So
no, okay, I gotta stop you there, Eddie. I don't know about that.
don't follow that. You know, you're not there at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Oh yeah, but no, I've seen the build-up fights though. I've seen some of those guys. Like I understand, those guys have been training a lot longer than these guys, and I don't mean it as a slight to them.
They're not even really training. I mean,
Exactly. That's the thing though.
the guys that we bring in sometimes for debuts and stuff like that are absolutely terrible, and not intentionally, but you look at a guy and he's from, if we're in the UK and there's a guy from Hungary or Croatia and he's 2 and 5 and you bring him over and he gets in a ring and you go, oh my God, I'd beat him. These guys would. Logan Paul can really fight. He can punch.
He looks like he's more like he's been training. The other guy, not so much.
Right? He's been trained.
He can't even throw a jab right.
Well, I don't know. But
I saw him work out yesterday. That's why I was like, oh.
yeah, but again, they're not fighters. You know.
No, they're not. They're not.
You know, they've been doing. He'd beat you.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
I promise.
I would bet my life savings none of them would beat me.
I think KSI would beat you.
No, he would not. No, I would bet you right now.
You're not big enough to get in the fight.
700,000 subscriber base. What do you mean? That's not.
25 million.
Still, I'd wallop them, Eddie.
We need to get you up to 2 million.
Don't do that to them.
Wouldn't you?
No, not for that. Just to kind of prove a point, because I've actually trained in boxing the last 10 years.
I still think they'd beat you.
No, they wouldn't, Eddie. I would bet my life savings they would not beat me, either of them.
We'll never find out.
Make it happen.
Oh, yeah. No. Be big for you.
You know, on that note, though, are we going to see more of these types of things, you feel, in the future?
Not intentionally, but I must say it's blown my mind. Like,
So it's making you think about it.
When you see, like, Bieber yesterday, right? And I don't want to go on about this because it's quite boring, but when
You believer?
he's got 120 million Instagram followers and he's posting about the fight, telling you to tune in and watch Logan Paul win by knockout, do we not see what that does? Like, Justin Bieber will be there, he will be posting, people will be watching, people will be learning about boxing. Logan Paul has said he cannot believe how many of his followers have said, I've followed your training. Like, he's been, of course, blogging all his training, people saying, do you know what, I've got into boxing now too. You know, I'm not going to be a fighter, but it's really good for my fitness. I'm going down the gym, I'm doing this. It helps the whole sport on such a different level, from grassroots to the commercial gyms, to the broadcasters, to the promoters, to the venues, everything. But you're never going to satisfy the hardcore fans because they feel like it's an infringement of their sport. And I'm a hardcore fan, by the way. Been around boxing for 30 years, right? So.
But you're a money man also. If it makes dollars, it makes sense.
Not even dollars.
Well, that's like that's your job as a promoter, is to make money.
To deliver. It's not. Well, it is. But the way I look at it, my principal job is to deliver numbers for my broadcasters. And this
It's like a job of any investor for their
Sky Sports or Fight TV, whatever it is. And this knocks it all out the fucking park. So from this point, I'm doing my job. But we have to keep the rawness or the beauty of the sport.
the integrity of it. You can't just have some random guys come in and headline.
That's why I didn't want this to be a YouTube event. You know, like 6 YouTubers on the card and you're sitting there going, fucking what is this?
Like they had the last time.
So I wanted to bring in some of the best fighters in the world. Billy Joe Saunders, Devin Haney. So you're going to watch greatness, and I hope that audience watches and goes, who's this guy? Devin Haney. Wow, he's unbelievable. Follow. And then we've got another fan, and then another fan, and another fan. So I think it's massive for the guys on the card. And I'm really excited for the main event, I can't lie, because these guys are believers now in their ability. Like, they're walking around thinking, I'm in great shape, I've been knocking out sparring partners, and, you know, and they're going to walk out at the Staples Centre, no headgear, 10-ounce gloves, to have a fight. It's so far out of their comfort zones, you know, and I'm excited.
I think that's kind of in a way like, not being like diabolical, but I think that was like in a way like, oh, okay, you want to try this boxing thing? Well, let's see how you take a real punch, like no headgear.
That's what I wanted to do. I said to him, I don't want to do head guards and big gloves, because if you're going to do it properly, because you've got to respect the code, right? And the code is, this is professional boxing. So go and get licensed, do your drug testing, do the...
Are you going to drug test it? They're not juiced up, neither of them? Yeah, like full drug testing?
both have tested.
They got to give them a pass if they were juiced up or something like this.
Don't want that. So they've all been drug tested, all the medicals done properly with the California Commission, scans, everything. So, because when Logan Paul put his glove on the other day, which was a 10-ounce glove, and he went, and I saw his face, and it was like, not nervous, but he's like, is these the ones we're using? I went, yeah, that's the one. It was a
I like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, but I don't think it was like, wow, I'm going to knock KSI. It's like, oh, that might hurt, you know, and it will. And they can't take the shots they took in the first fight with these gloves on and with no head guards. That's why it won't go 6 rounds. Someone will get stopped or knocked out.